What's up, guys? I'm your host, Kayla, and welcome to Season 3 of the Morning Brew podcast. 2 years ago, my best friend Sara and I relived some of our cringiest, most embarrassing moments, and you guys liked it a lot, so here we are, 2 years later, reliving even more of our cringiest and most embarrassing moments. This one's really special. It was so nice to have Sara back on the show. I hope you guys get a little bit of laughter out of our painfully embarrassing moments. So without further ado, welcome to Season 3, and I hope you enjoy.
I'm ready.
All right. So the first time, I think it was the first time I had you on, we talked about cringe moments. And so
Yes.
It's fitting that now we're coming back for part 2 because apparently we're embarrassing people.
Full circle.
Full circle for sure. So I figured I'll start off with a short and simple one where my lovely friend George was visiting our house and I was driving them around because it's Texas, and so I'm the only one that knows how to drive in Texas. And we were going to get coffee, and I had my phone on the stand in the car, and I let them DJ with my phone, and it's on Bluetooth, and it's all good. And I was like, do you want to look up the coffee menu? So you know what you want to order? Because the menu's it's kind of like Dutch Bros, where there's a lot. And they're like, yeah, sure. And they reach for my phone. And I was like, no, I meant with your phone. And they opened my internet. And I had some stuff bookmarked. And it was some fan fiction. But it was highly specific fan fiction. And I was like, internal screaming, and I was just like, did you find the coffee menu? And they're like,
did they acknowledge it?
No. Thank God.
They just pretended they didn't see anything. That'd be me, though. I wouldn't. Actually, it depends on the person, because if I were like you, I'd be like, girl, white.
You'd call me out for it.
Or anything, but I'd be like, explain.
I'd be like, let me just crash the car 1 sec. No, they didn't say anything, so I don't actually know if they saw. I hope they didn't, but George, if you're listening, don't tell me.
Stop.
I don't want to know.
But, was it raunchy, fan fiction, or you couldn't tell from the title?
I don't think you could tell from the title, but it was, on someone's blog, and so you could see the blog title, and it's specific. You would know.
You're like, ma'am.
Anyways, note to self, don't let people order coffee on your phone.
Also, why would they feel the need to get your phone?
I think because it was unlocked and just there, it was accessible because we were DJing the music. And I said, oh no.
But, I would have used my own phone to order instead of using someone else's phone, or I'd been like, hey, can I use your phone? Not just oh, yeah, let me check it out. I've
made a grave error. My bad. Yep, so that's my opener. Short, simple, everybody's worst nightmare.
I mean, if we go with short and simple, I can go with the one that was recent.
Oh my God. Okay.
It was Valentine's. Well, not even Valentine's Day. I had to work Valentine's Day because I picked up an extra shift also at the place that I worked at. Anyways, has nothing to do really with the story. It was the day after Valentine's Day. I decided to celebrate with my boyfriend. Got a little swirl or two. Things were fun. And then I didn't realize until the next day I clock into work. Also, mind you, for those who don't know, I used to work at a nursing facility, so a bunch of older people. So I go into work the next day because I didn't think anything of it. And then there's this one guy. Listen, he's straight up fuckboy, straight up. He cannot hide it. You know how you just see someone and you just know that he is. He's not genuine because side comment, him and the social worker are getting it on together while she's fully married and he definitely has a white girlfriend. But anyways, not my. Anyways, This guy, he will say, like, hi, like, every time he sees me, but tell me why this day there was no hi, no how are you, no short combo. It was just, I was with the patient, and he went to go restock the closet, and in doing so, when I was talking to the patient, I don't know how this man noticed,
Ooh.
but he said, damn, Sarah, I see that on your neck. And I immediately was like, huh? Like, in my head, I was like, what the hell are you talking about? But I'm in front of a patient, and she's alert, so she knows what the hell's going on. And I was just like, no comment. Because what the hell did I say? Because I figured, right, immediately when I heard that, I was like, damn, like, there's a hickey on my neck. Like, there's no way, because I would have noticed. Like, it's not something that you don't notice. Like, girl, I went home, fell asleep, woke up next day, showered, did everything. Like, I had to look in the mirror. I didn't see anything. So I was like, oh my God, did I really miss it? Was I really that drunk from a swirl? And then I go in the bathroom immediately after, and I look. I don't know how the hell that man noticed.
It was not that bad.
Nothing there. No, but it's just like, how did you... Like, that's the first thing. The first, no hi, hello, just, damn, I see that on your neck. Like, I was so cringy. And then, mind you, what's even worse is, like, 2 days later, I was talking to a different patient who was also very alert, and I miss her very much. And I was talking to her, and there's a janitor there. And I don't know how this came up, but I was talking to the patient because her and I were having a conversation. He decides to join in the conversation. And he was like, damn. He said the patient's name, like, damn, blah, blah, blah. Do you see that on her neck? She got a bullet on her neck. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? Because at this point, there's nothing on my neck. Like, it's gone. Like, 2 days later, it's gone because, like, it wasn't really there to begin with. And I'm like, so y'all are just talking.
Right to the point.
I don't know.
Hickey
But
police.
I was, like, also right in front of the patient. Like, you really got to put me on the spot like that? I don't...
Did the patient acknowledge?
No. She literally... I said, after he said that, I didn't know what to say to him, so I was just talking to her, and I was like, honestly, he's a rude guy. And she's like, yeah, we should chop his head off. And I said, hell
What?
yeah. And I just started laughing. And he's like, damn, just like that. And I said, hell yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyways, I have to see him again, but...
Good. Hickey police. Swear to God.
No, literally. And I'm just like, how did you even... There's nothing there to begin with. I mean, there was something, but it's not like...
It looked like a birthmark.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a weird one, man. Agree. Well, along the lines of drinking, let's talk about Halloween. Me and you and Eduardo went to the fun Halloween party.
Oh my God, yes. That was a great time. I had a great time.
Had a time and a half.
Party.
Yes. But RIP tried to keep up with the boys. The boys who are like 6'5".
The boys.
Made a fatal error and booked my flight back to Texas the next morning, as I always do. And I said, ooh, that was a bad idea.
A big mistake.
I think I got back to the Mankey's house at like 3 or 4 or something like that a.m. And then I woke up at like 6:30 because Ange was knocking on the door and was like, hey, it's time to go to the airport. And I was like, fuck. I was not ready. I was passed out. And so we go to the airport and I'm like, this is fine. This is like not great, but it's not like awful. And then like 30 minutes before they're going to call boarding, I'm like, oh my God, I think I'm going to throw up. And I was like, no. I can't. Stop. I refuse. Because I've got my phobia where I'm like, I won't. I will not. And I'm by myself. And I'm like, I don't even know what it feels like to throw up. So I'm like, I think I might die, actually. And I was like, no, thank you. And so I went to the little, like, the newsstand store. And I got some water. And I got some pretzels. And I got some Dramamine. And I was like, please, God, hear my prayer.
You're like, I'm not religious, but God.
Right? And
now I need you.
I was debating so hard. I was like, should I just miss the flight? Like, accidentally miss the flight? But I'm like, at this point, I'm already through security. My parents are on their way to go pick me up at the airport. I was like, oh, I can't. And it'll cost money. But I was like, I can't get on the plane. Because once I get on the plane, it's like, I can't get off. And I panicked. And then I cried. And I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die on this plane today. And the entire plane ride, like the first 45 minutes straight, I kept like almost throwing up. And instead of getting up like a normal person, instead of like walking calmly to the bathroom or like something, I just sat there. And I was like, I'm like, maybe if I pretend nothing is happening, nothing will happen. And luckily nothing happened, but I hyperventilated so hard that I bruised my ribs.
Not the bruising.
Because I'm an anxious individual and I thought I was gonna die.
But welcome to the hangover.
Yeah.
I think hangovers are the worst.
Yeah, that was the worst one for sure.
They're horrible.
You like 3 days ago?
No, literally, and I'm about to bring up that moment because Jesus Christ, that was horrible. Because hangovers, sometimes it literally feels like you're dying. Like, I can't keep anything down. I'm throwing up nonstop out of both ends, if you know what I mean. And then you're like, you can't keep anything down. You're just miserable. Your stomach hurts. Your head hurts. Like, bright lights hurt. It's like every single bad thing, like a migraine. You got the runs, everything, just all at once, like hitting you full force, and it's just, oh. But then here I am.
You lived.
We're alive. Tell the tale.
We will make better choices next time.
That's the goal. Will it be reached?
Drink responsibly, kids.
Literally. But at the same time, have fun.
Right?
Know your limits. Don't be like us.
Right? Don't try to keep up with the boys.
No, because that brings up, I guess that counts as a cringe moment of what I went through last week. Jesus Christ. The fact that I can't even recall what happened in 4 hours, I just remember, like, being at a bar, and next thing I know, it's 7 a.m, I'm waking up in the clothes I went to the, like, bar with, and it just smelled like throw up, and I was like, what the hell happened within this whole time span? That was so cringe. And then the fact that my friend that I went with has video footage of me being blacked out. Like, I'm not unconscious. Like, I'm fully conscious. But, like, obviously my brain isn't there because, like, I'm blacked out. But I can't even watch it, Kayla. It is so embarrassing.
Send it to me. Stop. I did not know there was video footage.
I didn't know either, and I didn't know there was more footage until I hung out with her this past Sunday. So Tuesday, I remember I texted her saying, actually, before we get to this point, let me just start by saying how much beverage I put in my body, thinking that I could magically somehow, like, be okay with the amount that I was putting in when I haven't drank in a very long time due to me working a lot. So it all started off, she did my hair, everything, and then her and her boyfriend had plans to go to a Shark game at 7:30 p.m., and they're like, oh, you want to grab a swirl before we go to the game? And I said, sure. I wasn't going to the game, but I was like, yeah, I'll grab a drink with you guys, and then you guys go to your game, and, like, I'll go back to my house, because we took 2 separate cars, so that way they could just leave right after. We get there, we have a swirl, and in the process of drinking this first swirl, and I felt so bad, because they were in full Sharks gear, like, little shirts, hat, everything. Her boyfriend's dad calls her. She didn't answer because she didn't see it until the call ended. And he immediately called his son, which is her boyfriend, and was saying, hey, how was the Sharks game? Mind you, it's 6:30 p.m. And he's like, oh, yeah, what do you mean, how was the Sharks game? Like, we're on our way over there. And he's like, no, dude, like, the Sharks game was at 1:30 p.m. today. They didn't have the full idea that the Sharks game was p.m. this whole time when the shark scene was at 1:30. And he's like, no, you're joking, right? He's like, no, like, did you even read the ticket? And they're like, no, we just assumed that it's at 7:30. So then that's how the night started. Because then they're like, well, you know what? Fuck this. We're not even going to the game anymore. Let's get another swirl. And I was like, okay,
not
sure.
the two swirls.
I don't have work the next day. Like, I'm fine. And they don't have a Sharks game, and they don't have work, like, the next day either. So I was like, this works out perfectly. We get 2 swirls. I'm already, like, buzzing. Like, her and I are buzzing. The boyfriend's like, okay, because he has to drive us. But then they had the idea, because I thought that was over, and I was like, yep, I'm going to go home. And they're like, no, like, drop off, like, we'll go drop off your car, and then, like, let's go out somewhere. And I was like, girl, it's a Monday night. And then, no, we ended up going to a bar called The Office. I don't know. Do you know what The Office is? It's on Almaden Expressway by the small movie theater.
I don't think so. I don't think I've been there.
There's, like, a little bar hidden there, and we went there. It was all right. I mean, it's like a bar. Nothing wrong with it, though. I didn't get the weird vibes like Brandon Lounge. Oof. That one gives me the spooky ookies. But anyway, we went there thinking, you know, maybe one drink. Nah. We immediately get there. Boyfriend buys us a round of shots, and I was like, oh, God. Not after the 2 swirls in the tummy. Then it eventually led to us getting a margarita. Then another shot. Then the bartender comes up to me and is like, hey, a guy over there wants to buy you a drink. He said he'll buy you any drink. What drink do you want? And I said, what guy? And he's like, the guy over there. And I said, well, tell him to come over. So I'm like, why? So he comes over, and I was like, you're the one who's trying to buy me a drink? And he's like, yeah. And I was like, okay, well, if you're going to buy me a drink, you have to buy my friends ones, too.
Oh, my God, a real one.
Okay, I'll buy them a drink. What do they want? So then we all got shots. Then he bought us another round of shots, and at this point, I think after that, I don't recall anything.
Oh, my God.
I don't recall anything. And then flash forward to the next day, and then my friend is like, I've never seen you that drunk before in my life. And I was like, oh, God, explain. And then she was showing me videos, and it was so cringy to look at them because, Kayla, I could not sit still for the life of me.
Oh, my God.
I could not sit still. And it was to where I was literally swaying like this, like, side to side. Like, you're sitting, for instance, like, you're sitting in, like, a little swivel chair, and you have, like, you know how you love spinning side to side?
Oh,
that
yeah.
was literally me on a bar stool. Because I just had to keep frequently moving, because I don't know what was going on in my head at that point, but my feeling is that if I sat still, like, I would just lit right then and there. So my idea was, you know, let's create some motion, which is horrible for the stomach. So I did that. And then I proceeded, it was my idea, supposedly, when we were blacked out. This is why I brought up the guy with the drink. Buying us drinks. He said he had to go to the bathroom. And immediately after he said he had to go to the bathroom, I and Monse and her boyfriend, we have to run, guys. We have to leave before he comes back.
Oh, my God.
So we ran out to the car. Miraculously did not throw up anywhere in the car.
Good.
Only on myself and in a bag. But it was just so cringy looking back at the videos because even my speech, I could not maintain eye contact is all I have to say. Like, I was just, like, moving nonstop, and, like, my eyes just could not focus on one thing. They were just, like, constantly looking everywhere.
Oh, my God.
My speech, though, was not very slurred. I will say that. But you could definitely tell I was going through something.
Oh, my God.
I was just not there, and it was just so embarrassing looking back and so cringy. Because the last time I've ever been like that was, like for 15 minutes. But I recall to an extent those 15 minutes.
For 15 minutes.
But then prior to that was my 21st birthday.
Oh, yeah, you texted me during that.
So cringy.
Oh, my God.
So cringy. I haven't even seen the videos in full length just because I cannot bring myself to watch it because of how cringy, like, the first 3 seconds are. I'm like, no, I can't. Like, she was sending me, like, save videos of it, and I couldn't even save them. I was like, no. I can't. And then I woke up the next day and just felt, like, horrible.
R.I.P.
Yeah.
Sarah's funeral.
No, literally. Oh.
The bad decisions that we make.
So embarrassing. I know.
It's always the swirls, though.
Thank you. It always starts with a swirl, then it ends up to 2, and then God knows what happens after that.
I have never been able to do 2 swirls. I think I would die.
2 swirls, I'll tell you the next day, you just got the shits. Like, you just got the run. Because not even just that, but even just drinking, wine. Like, not even, getting drunk off wine, but just drinking, a cup or a glass or 2 of wine. Like, I literally have diarrhea the next day because my stomach, I don't know why it can't process it.
It's like the
I don't know if it's
cold brew in the morning.
But, actually, surprised. Cold brew doesn't do that to me, which is crazy.
What?
Coffee doesn't do that.
I'm
but
shook.
Alcohol does that to me.
Wild.
I think I have, a poop routine. I go every morning when I wake up. There's nothing else to empty later.
The coffee has nothing to do with it.
Literally.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm like, what story should I tell next? Well, okay, so when I went to the Thor premiere last summer, and I got to see Chris Hemsworth, and he signed my poster, right? And I posted a picture of him signing my sign on Instagram, on my story. And I get a response from one of my friends that's like, oh, me and my mom think he's so handsome. But I didn't, look hard at the name, right? It just said Jacqueline. And I was like, bet, this is Jackie. This is Queen Jax. And so I start sending stuff back that's, wildly inappropriate things about Chris Hemsworth. You know, because I send him to you, but it's oh my god, Chris Hemsworth is the finest specimen of man. Oh my god, I want Chris Hemsworth to do borderline misogynistic things to me. It's that kind of shit. And this goes on for 30 minutes. And I'm just give me something, because they're just kind of, oh, haha, yeah, he's so cute. And I'm like, huh? And then this is the nail in the coffin. I was like, oh, sorry for, all this, just, it's horny gremlin hours or something, which is something that Brie and I do at 1 a.m. where it's filter-free thoughts.
Yeah.
And then the next message I get says, please don't be a horny gremlin. And I was like, what the fuck? I was
You're wait a minute, my friends wouldn't say that.
Yeah, I was I thought you were gonna hop on this with me, and so I look, it is the wrong Jacqueline. It's a completely different Jacqueline.
The way that my whole world would just crumble after realizing that.
I literally was shocked, and I immediately texted Noah because he knows both of them. And I was like, Noah, you will never guess what I just did. I just made a clown of myself. And you know that meme that's 4 tears, and it's the guy slowly putting on clown makeup? I made that meme, but with screenshots of the text that I sent or received. And the very last one says, please don't be a horny gremlin.
So who was this Jacqueline that you actually sent it to?
So both of them are people I did theater with. And one of them is my homegirl Queen Jax. And the other one is my friend who is we're just not she's great, but we're just not on that level of no filter. And so I was like, oh my god, I'm have you been showing these to your mom? Has your mom been there the whole time? I'm going straight to hell. Guess I'll die.
Oh my god.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, she had an awakening, Miss Jacqueline.
I know. Thanks for still being my friend.
Oh my god. I guess, you know what? Since we're simping over celebrities, I guess I can talk about another cringy moment that I had with celebrities. Or certain ones. I feel like decade, there's always like a boy band of the decade. Oh my god, I don't know why the hell my mind. I remember sophomore year high school, and I'm friends with Crystal, but like Crystal and I, like in high school, like we talked and like we were close. We got closer like as the years progressed, because her and I have been friends since 5th grade. But like she was always obsessed with One Direction, like always obsessed. And like me, like One Direction, like yeah, I love One Direction, but it's not till like oh my god, I'm one of y'all. But no, it was never that kind of. It was never that kind of obsession where I was like, I don't know, like they were fine, like I had no problem with them. But then I don't know why the hell sophomore year me. So One Direction had like an opener called 5 Seconds of Summer, and
Ooh.
I don't know why I lost my shit over these Australians.
Oh my god!
I don't know why, but ever since I was little, I always wanted to go to Australia, and I still want to, but not as much of an urge now. I guess because I realize now that like I like many deadly animals.
Right.
That are in Australia.
The spiders.
But I still want to go eventually sometime in my life. But like during high school, like I was peak, like I want to go to Australia. Like I want to go. And then she shows me these lovely Australians, and I just lost my shit. I was like, oh my god, they're Australian. They have fucking accents. I was like, they can sing, blah, blah, blah. And I don't know why or how it progressed to an obsession. Like, Kayla, I literally watched, I had to YouTube all of their interviews. Like, from the beginning of when the band started to, like, recent interviews. Well, obviously, following social media, but that doesn't mean you're obsessed, you know. But I did so much, and I would Google so much information about them. And it was to the point where, like, I felt like my life was revolved around these four.
Oh, my God.
Australian boys. It was so bad. And then it was to the point where, I don't know why, but, like, I felt like put me in a room with them for like 1 minute and like they'll fall in love with me. I'm like, mind you, I'm a fucking minor. And these men are like 20 years old. Like, of course not. They're not going to. Like, me with my little adolescent mind was like, oh my god, like they're gonna fall for me. Like, just need to meet them, blah, blah. And I did everything in my power to try to meet them without, like, obviously I don't have a job and my parents aren't gonna pay for like, yeah, we'll get you like meet and greet tickets. Because first off, those are expensive.
Right.
Like, no matter who you want to, like, they're expensive, especially if you have no job. And for men, you think my dad's gonna pay tickets for me to go see 4 men that I'm drooling over? Hell no. So, yeah, I remember because like 99.7 had like their whole like 5 seconds of summer, like win like free like meet and greet tickets or whatever, because they had something called Triple Ho Show. Oh my god, Kayla.
Oh my god, the Triple Ho Show.
Every single day, because they would do like drawings three times a day. One would be for like, meet and greet, one would be for like free concert ticket, and then one would be for, or no, 2 free concert tickets, and then one would be like a meet and greet. And I wanted a meet and greet because I knew for a fact I was going to go to the concert, because like at the time, like I was going to go with Gabby, and like her mom was going to get me the ticket as like a gift or whatever. So I was like, I need those meet and greets. God, it was so bad. Like I cried because I did not get them. It was just so bad, the obsession that I had with them, and I don't know what struck my mind, but one day I was like, why am I sipping over these men? Because it was even to the fact where when they got a girlfriend, or like were spotted with blah, 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 like doesn't mean that they're dating or whatever, because obviously they're grown men. Like I would like break down and be like, why isn't that me? Like they would be better. You know, like, oh my god, it was so cringy. It was so cringy. I'm glad I'm over that phase, like, genuinely. Because now I had to go to every single concert that they held here and everything, but then now, I mean, I did go to their concert last year. But it was fun, because now it's like, I'm not obsessed with them. I'm like, yeah, like, they're okay, like, whatever. Because, like, I moved on, because obviously, God came down to the light and was like, bitch, like, you'll never be with them. And I was like, yeah, I know. Made me get over it. I don't know why I was so obsessed with them, but it was just so cringy looking back, because there's so many pictures. Like, for instance, I was going through my camera roll because I have so many like pictures I need to delete, just from like screenshots.
Me.
Like some pictures of my pets that's like for like it's just my dog. Like I have better pictures of him, so like I was going through it, and then I came across some like when I was through that phase, and it's like screenshots of like their Instagrams or like pictures of them and stuff, and I'm like, this is just so cringy.
If that ain't me.
Like, but I feel like not every girl, but it's very common for girls to go through that phase where they're like, I don't know if to my extent, but that they like are head over heels like a celebrity that they'll never be able to obtain.
Yup.
Pedro Pascal. Just kidding.
Oh, Zaddy Pedro.
The fact that he acknowledges, like, yeah, I'm a daddy. I'm also a zaddy.
He knows. He knows. I love that about him. Okay, but the important question, which member was your favorite?
Luke Hemmings.
Okay.
Because at the time, I had a thing for tall, pasty, white men. I don't know why I love the colonizers so much, but I love the colonizers, and they could colonize me for all I cared.
Oh my God.
Moved on. And I'm no longer really interested in white men because the ones that I have talked to in the past are very toxic. So,
amen to that.
We moved on, and now I have no problems. But yeah, Luke Hemmings, I was obsessed with. And when I found out that he got a girl, my life shattered.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So.
If that ain't the biggest mood. Oh my God.
Woohoo!
All right. So my next one is the one that you haven't heard yet, apparently.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So picture this, right? I'm in the rental house in Texas, and I'm reading a book, and it's a good book, so I don't want to put it down, but I'm like, I'm tired of sitting in a swivel chair. I want to go sit on the couch, which is like 10 feet away. So I'm holding the book, like open, like with my left hand, but I'm reading it, so I'm like feeling around for the couch with my right hand. And when I find the couch with my hand, it's like on the couch, and I go to sit, and I accidentally sat on my wrist, and it hurt really bad. So it was only for like half a second, and I immediately like took it off and was like, oh my God, like that hurt. And it kept hurting. So I went to the doctor, and the lady's like, what happened? And I was like, oh, like I just like accidentally like sat on my wrist. And she's like, for how long? And I was like, no, it's, stop. I'm like, it's not like that. It was like half a second, and it was an accident. And she's like, okay, so how long was it? And I'm like, literally like 1 second or less. And she's asking me all these questions, and it's heavily implied that she thinks I was masturbating. Either like doing the thing where you sit, like I saw this on a TV show, so I don't do this, but I saw on a TV show that if you like sit on, disclaimer. Disclaimer, this is not something I do, but if you sit on your hand until it falls asleep, that it feels like somebody else is touching you. And it was like implied that she either thought that I was trying to do this, or like trying to do some contortionist something with my hand and sat on it. But it was very apparent that that's what she thought. And I was like, no. It's not, that's not what I was doing. I was like, I was reading a book. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, oh my God, she doesn't believe me.
The way that I would just be turning red.
I'm like, holy shit. She thinks I'm like a sex deviant or something. Like, what am I supposed to do with this?
That's just so... You're like, no, please, I swear, pull up the video footage.
I know. I'm like, please, I was reading a book. It was an accident. But yeah, never saw her again. Because I was like, I can't face her. I can't look her in the eyes.
It's one of those who accidentally said they slipped in the toilet, or slipped in the shower, and the shampoo bottle went up them.
So how did this get here? Oh, I just fell. It was an accident. Like, but the irony is that I sprained my other wrist like a month ago, bench pressing with Kyle. And it's still, like, I still will, like, put the brace on. And I was like, I'm not going back to see her because she's probably going to ask if I sat on this one.
The other one now.
I'm noticing a pattern with your visits, Kayla. Ma'am, that is not... Yup.
Fight for yourself.
How long were you sitting on your hand? It was not that long. It was an accident.
They're like, uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
Right, like, you know when they're writing, but they're like, okay.
They're writing something different than what you're saying. They're like, patient is claiming.
Patient claims to have sat on hand while reading book.
However, one can agree to disagree.
Oh my god.
Did you tell your parents this or no?
Yes. I told my mom, I was like, Mom, the PA thought that I was doing a sex act and hurt my wrist.
And your mom's like, she was.
I was like, Mom, it wasn't like that.
Oh God.
There goes my
Okay, I
dignity.
Guess I have one more cringy one, just because sophomore year was something for me. I don't know what was going on through my body as in hormone-wise, but obsessed with the Aussies and me also acting like a bitch. I don't know what was going on. So there's this one person, we'll change his name. His name's Mike.
Okay.
And Mike and I were like really good friends freshman year. I don't know, we just clicked and we were like best friends or whatever, but it was very one-sided, the feelings. Like I saw it as like just like a genuinely great friendship. Like I'd go over to like Mike's house like every day after school and we'd hang out till like 5 p.m. just like chilling in his like living room or his room or whatever, or just watching stupid YouTube videos. But then like he started developing feelings, but like I didn't want to come to like the just like conscious like, you know, realize like, oh my God, he does have feelings for me. I was just wanted like pushing it aside, like don't want it to become like a reality, because I knew that it would like not be the same friendship, you know?
Yeah.
So I didn't have those same feelings, that I know it's hard when you like someone but the other person doesn't like you back. Like it's not easy, you know, and it changes like the whole dynamic. So like I didn't want it to come to like a conclusion, whatever. But I remember it was cross country and he was very persistent of like, after we finished practice, like, I'm gonna like wait for you to finish practice. Like I'm not gonna go home. Like I'm gonna wait for you. And I was like, okay, like this is kind of weird. Like this isn't normal behavior. And mind you, his house is like only half a mile away from the school. So, anyways, yeah, I was just like, this is weird. And then like my two friends were just like very persistent, like because they knew what was happening this whole time. I was the one who was like blindsided by all of this.
Oh my God.
They're like, oh my God, like. What do you think he's gonna do? Blah blah blah. I was like, girl, I don't know what the hell he's gonna do, because he was very insistent of like, when you finish, like, I'm gonna take you to Starbucks and I'm gonna buy you a drink. And I was like, okay, like, can't buy alcohol, so I'll buy me a Starbucks. But no, and then after practice ends, like, we walk to Starbucks, and like my two friends come, by the way, because I told them like, you guys need to come, because like I truly don't know, like, whatever. So they come, and then immediately once we set foot in the Starbucks, and then him and I. My two friends are just like, oh, nope, we gotta go. Like, I read.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Because I was so confused as to what was happening. And then he slides a note basically asking if I can go to a homecoming with him. And my response, and, like, because, like, with him, like, we never really did, like, big acts or whatever. Because, like, we were just, like, really good friends. But the way, because I knew that he, like, was very nervous about it because it's, like, stepping out or whatever. My reaction when he slid me the note and I read it, because it wasn't like a full poster or nothing, it was just like something small. And I said, are you being serious right now?
Sarah!
Like a bitchy tone. And he was like, yes. And I was like, so this isn't a joke, like, this is like legit. And he's like, yeah. And I was like, wait, so like you seriously want to go?
Stop!
But looking back, it's so cringy and I feel so bad, and I still regret the way that I like reacted, but it gets worse, the story.
Oh no.
And he's like, yes. And I was like, okay, like, yeah, like, we can go. But there was no, like, hug after anything. Because, like, I said, like, I didn't have those feelings towards him, so it was just like in that moment, I was just kind of sad because I realized, like, oh shit, like, our friendship is pretty much gonna end because, like, I don't feel the same way about him, but he has stronger feelings. And it's leading up to homecoming, and it was just so adorable because the whole time he was just like texting my other friend, my best friend at the time, saying like, hey, do I have to buy her a corsage? Like, do you know what she's gonna wear? Like, do you have, like, any outfits? Like, do you want to go shop? Like, he asked my best friend, like, can we go shopping or whatever, so, like, I can find, like, a nice outfit or whatever, because, like, I want to look presentable. Like, it was, like, he was going all out. And
oh my God.
So sweet. It was so sweet, but I was being so bitchy, and I was like, girl, he's taking this too far, blah, 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 and I was, looking back, it's so crazy how I reacted, but then eventually, the day of the dance was approaching, and I remember he asked, like, do you want me to meet you at your house, or do you want to meet at my house? And I was just like, no, like, let's just meet at school. Like, I was just so rude because I knew for a fact, like, he wanted to meet my parents, or, like, for instance, like, because if he was going to meet at my house, he said he'd come get me, like, with his parents and then, like, you know, take pictures, whatever. But I was just like, no, like, we'll just meet at school, because I was just being so rude. And then we got to school, and, like, he was, like, all happy, and I was just there, like, I just knew it was the end, right, of this friendship, because I knew, like, where he was planning on going with this and stuff, to where, like, I gave him a hug when I saw him, but it was, like, a side hug, not even, like, a
oh my hug. God.
Like, this was one of those, hey, there was no picture taken, none of that, and I felt so bad, because he's like, you want to take a picture? And I was like, no, like, we're okay, we don't need a picture. And I was just being so bitchy, and I'm so cringy looking back, because and then the whole time at the dance, obviously, because we're, like, each other's, I guess, quote-unquote dates, I danced with him for, like, 2 seconds, and because I could not bring myself to do it, because I'm like, I don't see him like that. And this was before, because, like, younger me was not confrontational. Like, she would not stand up for herself. Like, shit, I would just, like, be one of those to, like, rather act bitchy than to just say what I feel, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm definitely now, I'll stand up for myself. But back then, like, I was still not doing that. So instead, my, I guess, not protection, but, like, the way that I would come out was just, like, being, like, rude to the other person, to where, like, they'd stop doing what they're doing, but obviously it just makes it worse, instead of just telling the truth, like, hey, like, I don't have this feeling for you. Like, it would have ended completely different. But he knew, and, like, after that dance, like, we just weren't the same. And it was just so cringy. It was so cringy looking back at how, like, rude I was. Because this poor little guy, his little heart.
Little.
Because after that,
he's so tall.
You're right. He has a big heart. He's very kind, though. We still, like, yeah. I don't know, because I remember, like, years past, because, like, him and I, after that, like, we just stopped talking. Like, he just left the friend group after that. Which I don't blame him based off of how I was acting towards him. Because I just didn't want to come to the conclusion that he had feelings for me, because I knew the friendship would be over.
Right.
But, yeah. That was just so crazy back. And then, like, every once in a while, like, would hang out. Like, I'd go to his house or whatever, would hang out. But it just, like, wasn't the same as how it used to be ever since that. And that was just, like, ugh. It's just so cringy.
No, I get that. When I was in sophomore year, my friend asked me out, like, once or twice, and I was like 16, so I was like, oh my god, this is such a big moment. I was like, yeah, let's go out. And then I went home and I had my anxiety spiral where I was like, oh my god, like, I can never be friends with any other boys because he might get jealous, and also, like, what if we have to get married and have a white picket fence and 2 kids, 1 boy and 1 girl?
Literally the mind.
Like, I spiraled, and I felt so bad. I whipped out my, like, iPhone 4, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I changed my mind. I'm like, no.
Yeah, like, it's so just so cringy looking back as to, like, why did we act the way that we did? Like, I understand, like, obviously our mind, like, what? It's like, oh my god, it's gonna be, like, 10 years since, like, we were 16.
Do not say that.
Like, 8 years, but, like, obviously we've both definitely changed a lot. Like, for instance, like, I'll stand up for myself now. Like, before I just kind of keep quiet or, like, push it to the side, and obviously build up, and then it's just, like, a big kaboom. But
right.
Yeah, it's just so cringy. Like, I just can't believe I acted like that.
Yeah, now we've got boundaries and such.
Yeah, and, like, I apologized to him. I remember, because I, like, reached out to him, because, like, him and I, like, once high school ended, like, just stopped talking. And, like, I still, like, cared about that friendship. But, like, obviously, like, I don't know. It was more like acquaintances at that point, because we both kind of ended on, like, okay terms, like, towards the end. But then I was like, I just felt guilty because, like, that was one thing I never did, was apologize for the way I was. So I was like, you know what, let me be mature. So, like, I messaged and was like, hey, like, you want to hang out? And he was like, yeah. And then we hung out, and I was like, I just want to be upfront. Like, I just want to apologize for how, like, bitchy I was to you, like, ever in the past, blah, blah. He appreciated it. And, like,
That's
after
good.
that, like, yeah. I mean, we hung out, like, one more time after that, but then after that, yeah, it's just... Because, like, I know I ruined that night. That poor guy's heart. It was,
but you stuck it out the whole dance, right? Like, you didn't, like...
I did. Like, I didn't leave him. No, he was with our friend group the whole time. But it was just so, like... Because, like, yeah. But then he also didn't know at the time, because, I mean, we're both still young, like, at the time, and we're still young to this day, but, like, back then we were younger, and he also didn't know how to, like, just say it, you know? Because, like, at that time, I was just like, just be honest with your feelings, because, like, in my head, obviously, you're like, just say that you have feelings for me, but, like, he wouldn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And instead was, like, making these little gestures. And, like, at my mind, like, I didn't want to come to the conclusion, like, this is happening. Like, I need to literally hear it from his mouth in order for me to understand. I mean, I still would have not, like, progressed in a relationship with him, but it's just like, okay, but I don't feel that way for you. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah,
and we never had that conversation because, like, at that time, like, we're not thinking that. But, yeah.
Wild. Yeah. No, high school was a different time.
High school was a cringy time, I will say.
I pretend I do not see it.
No, me. I passed by there yesterday because my brother and I was to go get House of Bagels. He's like, oh, God, I don't miss that place.
Hobag.
Me either. I don't miss it.
Yeah. Oh, my. Oh, my God.
Yeah, because, yeah. What a time, high school.
A moment of silence for high school.
Yeah, high school, that'd be a good one, too, talking about moments in high school, because Jesus Christ.
Oh, girl, we do that next time, because I got time. Thanks for, once again, sharing an embarrassment with me.
Yes, you're welcome. Or multiple cringy moments.
I love
both
this
funny, yet
for
also
us.
Cringy. Oof.
Yes, laugh at our pain.
Alrighty, so adios, Kayla.
Bye. That's all for today's episode, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to season 3 of the Morning Brew podcast. Join us next time as Valeria and I read your bad first date stories. It's one that you are not going to want to miss. As always, share this podcast with a friend and give it a like, and I'll see you next time.